This is a very special day. This is a very beautiful day. Remember last week, Saturday, I said Christmas was in the air. This time around, we can literally touch and feel Christmas. Welcome. This is a special broadcast. It's a special edition of your favorite Saturday show, HotSports. This is the longest running independent sports show in Nigeria. My name is Babajide Guerrero, your host, and I'm very, very happy. I can barely say any word without smiling right now. This is because it's Christmas. Everybody loves Christmas. So Merry Christmas in advance, of course, and of course Happy New Year as well in advance, because today is Saturday and that means Christmas is just, what now, few days away. I'm not the only one excited about Christmas. The gentlemen in the studio as well are very, very excited. Tony Lawa is even wearing blue, one of the colors of Christmas. I'm wearing red. Yeah. You're wearing black as well. Yeah. Was that planned?
Maybe.
Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Yeah, fine. It's nice to be here, and it's nice to feel the Christmas period once again. Even my daughter, who can barely talk, can definitely feel Christmas already.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, it's a season for everyone, including Olale. How are you, Olale?
Good morning to you, Babajide.
Yeah.
I'm elated. I'm glad it's Christmas. Less than 72 hours to go, and of course we can all feel Christmas despite the quagmire.
Absolutely.
And of course, thank God for life.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it will be a great show, and of course, wonderful time ahead on the show.
You heard it from the gentleman. This is going to be an interesting show. You don't want to miss this very special broadcast of HotSports today, holiday season, holiday edition. We'll go for a quick break, and when we return, the gentlemen in the studios will be telling us their highlights in sports as we review 2018. You don't want to miss this.
It was a wonderful year in the exciting and controversial world of sports internationally. Tennis. Australian Open, which held from January 15 to 28, saw Caroline Wozniacki capture her first career Grand Slam title on defeating number 1 Simona Halep to win the 2018 Australian Open. Wozniacki, in her 43rd Grand Slam appearance, battled Halep for 3 sets in a thrilling match 2 hours and 50 minutes before winning 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, 6-4. In the men's tier, Roger Federer, at 36-year-old, won his 20th Grand Slam singles title with a win over Marin Cilic in the finals of the 2018 Australian Open. It was a 5-set battle, but Federer prevailed 6-2, 6-7, 5, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1. The Winter Olympics held from the 9th to 25th of February. Nigeria, for the first time, participated at the bobsled event. The trio of Seun Adigun, Ngozi Onwumere, and Akoma Omeoga made history at the 23rd Olympic Winter Games, and commonly known as Pyeongchang 2018. Despite not winning any medal, they all achieved personal best at the Olympics. The Commonwealth Games, held from the 4th to 15th of April, saw Team Nigeria compete in 9 events at the Games held in Gold Coast, Australia, which includes artistic gymnastics, basketball, boxing, para-powerlifting, rhythmic gymnastics, table tennis, weightlifting and wrestling. With a 19-member strong contingent, Team Nigeria finished in the 9th position with 9 gold, 9 silver and 6 bronze medals, a downturn from the 11 gold, 11 silver and 14 bronze medals won at the 2014 Games in Glasgow, Scotland. The English FA Cup, played on May 19 at Wembley Stadium, saw Chelsea beat Manchester United 1-0 to claim their 8th FA Cup title. Real Madrid won the Champions League for the 3rd successive season, condemning Liverpool to a 3-1 defeat at the Olympijski Stadium in Kyiv, Ukraine on 26 May 2018. The 2018 Monaco Grand Prix motor race was held on 27 May 2018 and was won by Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull, with Sebastian Vettel, Ferrari, coming second. Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, finished 3rd, maintaining the championship lead over Vettel. Mercedes also leads in the Constructors' Championship ahead of Ferrari. French Open, which held from May 27 to June 10. Rafael Nadal was the defending champion and successfully defended his title, defeating Dominic Thiem in the final 6-4, 6-3, 6-2. World number 1 Simona Halep won her first Grand Slam title, defeating Sloane Stephens in the final 3-6, 6-4, 6-1. She became the second Romanian woman to win a Grand Slam title after the 1978 French Open champion, Regina Ruzici. The Golden State Warriors defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers to bring home their 3rd NBA championship in 4 years. They defeated LeBron James and Cavs with a final score of 108-85, completing a perfect 4-0 sweep. Geraint Thomas on July 29th became the first Welshman to win cycling's Tour de France arm-in-arm with 2017 champion and Team Sky teammate Chris Froome. The 32-year-old Thomas crossed the finishing line after the 21st and final stage in Paris in triumph. Novak Djokovic claimed his fourth Wimbledon title, defeating Anderson in the final 6-2, 6-2. Angelique Kerber won her third Grand Slam singles title, defeating Serena Williams in the rematch of the 2016 final. Kerber became the first German since Graf in 1966 to lift the trophy. US Open held from August 27 to 11 September. Novak Djokovic won the title, his third at the US Open and 14th Grand Slam title overall, tying Pete Sampras, defeating Juan Matel del Potro in the final 6-3, 7-6, 7-4, 6-3. The 2018 US Open women's singles final was contested between Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka, seeded 17th and 20th respectively. Osaka defeated Williams in straight sets 6-2, 6-4 in 1 hour and 19 minutes. Lewis Hamilton won the World Drivers' Championship title while his team Mercedes secured the World Constructors' Championship title. Hamilton clinched his fifth driver's title at the Mexican Grand Prix, with the team securing its fifth consecutive constructors' title at the following race. Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel finished runner-up 88 points behind Hamilton, with his teammate Kimi Raikkonen finishing third. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes finished 84 points ahead of Ferrari, with Red Bull finishing third.
And we are back. So starting with Tunde Lawal. Tunde, a lot of things happened in 2018 in sports. Every sport had their own ticking moment. What was yours, generally?
Yeah, I think for me, Golden State Warriors winning 3 out of the last 4 NBA championships, beating Cavaliers 4-0, as no one saw that coming. And so it was a very fantastic feat for them. For Kevin Durant also had a very good game in all those 4 games. So it was impressive for me, the feat they actually achieved. And also, secondly, Roger Federer is someone I admire a lot. You understand, Fed Express, like is wonderfully called. He won his 20th Grand Slam at the Australian Open at age 36, defeating Marian Cilic in 5 sets, actually, which he normally gives him some trouble going into 5 sets, but he actually held his own and won that. So it was a very good 2018 for me.
Yes, it is. It is. That's sports in general. We're still going to come back home because at some point, I mean, we'd have to talk about the things that happened in Nigeria in sports. Leia, your thoughts? 2018 sports.
I think for me, I want to start with Naomi Osaka, the younger lady who defeated Serena Williams in straight sets. That's in the finals of the US Open. So much happened in the final. I wanted to take Chan off her, but of course, it's in records that she won her first major Grand Slam against a very, very worthy opponent in Serena Williams. And as well, going to the Formula 1 tracks, talking about Lewis Hamilton, the British poster boy. He continued his dominance when it comes to Formula 1. Went in 7th, Formula 1 title, and of course, great one for the young lad who is doing so well for himself at this time. All
right, great stuff. The guys have their thoughts right there, but you know for a fact that you can get your thoughts in as well by texting us on the number on your screen, as well as following, commenting, and exploring our social media platforms right there on your screen. So we want to take you to a journey of 2018 sports review, a special package brought to you for your own delight. So how about you sit back, relax, and enjoy. We'll be right back for more gist.
The year 2018 was of mixed feelings for Nigerian sports as the different sports teams participated at major competitions in the world. Nigeria emerged the overall champions of the 5th African Wrestling Championship, which held in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, from 7th to 11th February 2018 at the Alfred Dice Spieth Sports Complex in Port Harcourt. Nigeria came first in 4 major categories of the championship, which had 90 gold medals at stake. Nigeria, for the first time, participated at the bobsled event of the 2018-23 Olympic Winter Games, which held from the 9th to 25th of February. The trio of Seun Adigun, Ngozi Owumeri, and Akoma Omeoga made history at the 23 Olympic Winter Games and commonly known as Pyeongchang 2018. Despite not winning any medal, they all achieved personal bests at the Olympics. Team Nigeria competed in 9 events at the Commonwealth Games held in Gold Coast, Australia, which includes artistic gymnastics, basketball, boxing, para-powerlifting, rhythmic gymnastics, table tennis, weightlifting, and wrestling, which held from 4th April to 15th April 2018. With a 90-member strong contingent, Team Nigeria finished in the 9th position with 9 gold, 9 silver, and 6 bronze medals, a downturn from the 11 gold, 11 silver, and 14 bronze medals won at the 2014 Games in Glasgow, Scotland. The Nigerian women's basketball team, the Tigeresses, competed at the FIBA World Cup in Spain, held from 22nd to 30th September. The D Tigeresses made history as the first African country to qualify for the next round of a FIBA-organized World Cup, finishing 8th at the World Cup after dominating the African scene, winning the FIBA African Championship.
Let me start with you, Leia. Your thoughts about the highlight. What would you say is significant in 2018 in Nigeria?
So much for sports in Nigeria. Let's not forget 2018 Commonwealth Games was held in Gold Coast in Australia, and of course Nigerian contingent did so well, doing well than the previous Commonwealth Games held in India.
Tunelawa, Nigeria 2018, your high point.
Yeah, I think for me, the Tigress qualifying for the FIBA Championships, and they eventually did well, got to the quarterfinals, you understand, even though they got beaten, but we were so proud of them because we can understand the planning and the preparations that go into this kind of tournament, especially the ladies. They hardly get monies, financial worries and stuff like that, but it was good seeing them representing us well at the FIBA Championships.
So guys, one thing that I have to remind you of is that there's a particular ritual that you know of that we do on the show, which is the argument part that makes HotSports HotSports. All right, so that particular part is coming right after this break. And we are back from the break, and I trust us when we say that it's a fantastic feel to have you join us yet again. Remember, this year is a review of the happenings in the world of sports in 2018. And in the studio with us right now is Bola Tito Riwan Oyeleng, who happen to be our in-house pundit when it comes to boxing. Tito, how you doing, man?
Fine, thank you, Roger.
It's good to see you again. Tito, you gotta agree with me. 2018 for boxing was a big deal in every way. In every division, it was buzzing. But we have some particular bouts we want to look at, that made 2018 rock. Joshua Parker, did he really meet the hype?
No. If I'm being very harsh, he didn't meet the hype because it was a fight that was expected to be competitive.
Very.
But Joshua went in there and pretty much dominated Parker from the start to finish. But it was a big fight for the heavyweight division because it was a chance for Joshua to unify the titles. Was able to take one of Parker's titles to add to ones that he already has. So it was a big deal, and it kind of removed Parker from the big boys. So now
from the elite. Group.
So now it kind of slimmed it down to Fury, Wilder, and Joshua
alone.
So,
And then as well, another dominating feature that we saw was when Joshua as well later in the year. I want us to do it category by category. So Joshua in 2018 as well, fighting Povetkin.
Yes.
A lot of people expected that to also be a big one because Povetkin seemed a little bit undefeated before that fight.
I previously lost to Klitschko.
Okay, that was the only fight he had lost.
Yes.
Before coming in.
He was meant to fight Wilder before, but that fight fell through. It was also on one of those fights that Povetkin is not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. He's an Olympic gold medalist, as well as Joshua. So, and it showed in the beginning because he seemed to have Joshua a big concern in the early rounds, but then Joshua showed his quality and was able to stop him later in the round. So.
Of course, in heavyweight division as well, you'd agree with me that the biggest fight has to be, one of the biggest fights, of course, has to be Wilder and Fury. And this one was back and forth, especially with the fact that Fury had his eye, both of them had both eyes on Anthony Joshua. But he ended up in a draw.
It was a good fight, I can say that much. In a way, the fans didn't suffer, but it's a bit unfortunate for Tyson Fury, and he said it himself that he had been robbed of one of the biggest comebacks of all time, because even the great Muhammad Ali could not do it when he came back to fight Joe Frazier. He lost the fight. So it was a very good fight. So the fans definitely didn't suffer, but it was a bit unfair for Tyson Fury to not come out with the W in that fight.
But you still feel strongly that winner of that fight was Tyson Fury.
No
Yes,
doubt in my mind. Tyson Fury won that fight. Absolutely no doubt.
all right. There was no doubt as well as Golovkin, I beg your pardon, took on Canelo, and that one ended up for Canelo's win again, again.
Yeah. That was another one of the great fights of
2018.
2018. I believe that right now Canelo is looking unstoppable. He's looking. I really do not see that many people that could even give him a challenge right now. Although the Golovkin fight was a bit. Golovkin had some very bright moments in that fight, and overall actually ended up outlanding Canelo. But then Canelo controlled the pace of the fight and landed the more meaningful shots.
But one thing that also happened in the world of boxing, should we say that this is the most underrated fight, but it was actually the biggest fight in terms of what was on the line. You want to talk about the Usyk and Gassiev fight? It's
a funny one because in the boxing world, that was easily the biggest fight of 2018. Easily the biggest fight because of what was on the line. Because of what was on the line for who was going to win the fight. And in the boxing community, that was not the biggest fight, but then it didn't really have that much fanfare because of the people that were fighting. And that was because, I guess, I don't know, they don't have the name like that. They're not, I feel like their first language isn't English. And so you can't really promote them to that extent. So the fight between...
There's no PR as big as Joshua, as big as Fury.
There's... Exactly.
But everything was on the line in that fight. Maybe we should probably just let everyone know what exactly was on the line in that particular fight. Well, in that fight, there were the U6 WBC and WBO cruiserweight belts, Gassiev's WBA and IBF cruiserweight belts, and the vacant Ring Magazine and Lineal cruiserweight title.
Yes.
Of course, the World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight, and it's unbelievable.
It was a very significant fight because the person who ended up winning the fight, Alexander Usyk, he became the lineal champion. He unified all the belts, WBA, WBO, IBF, and WBC, all of them. He won the Ali trophy at the end of it. So basically, he has everything in that division. So anyone who wants anything has to come and
the go-to man.
Exactly, you need to go and see him.
Even as we leave the studio, Tito, let me ask you this. 2018, let's assume we're doing an award presentation. Who would you give your best fighter in 2018
That's a very tough one.
It is.
I'd have to give it to... There are so many candidates, but then I believe I'd have to give it to Canelo. He's been very active. He's fought at least 3 times this year, winning belts in almost every fight, barring the draw he had with Golovkin the first time. He even fought, I believe, last weekend when he fought Rocky Fielding for a super middleweight title, stopped him in 3 rounds. So I'd have to give it to Canelo.
All right, fair enough. A lot of people actually think Anthony Joshua because
I think Joshua is there as well because he unified the belts.
Definitely.
So he's definitely a close second, but.
All right, that's a lot we can take in boxing and reviewing boxing in 2018. Thank you so very much, Bola Tito. We hope and pray that you have a fine 2019.
Thank you very much.
And I also end up praying that I do not end up in a boxing ring with you. All right. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. All right, guys, we'll be back after this break for the final thoughts on HotSports. You're welcome back to the main issue for HotSports today. And following Jose Mourinho's sack at Old Trafford, the question we're asking this morning is, has the special one lost his bragging right in the rank of elite coaches in the world? The gentlemen will be taking their thesis statement now. Let me start with you.
I think Jose Mourinho has lost it. It seems like the cost one. A man who can never overcome the 3rd season voodoo as a manager, even though he's got so much successes on his hand. But if he has successful years have been tainted by the same thing time and time again, it means there's something not working out for you. And of course, I think for United, having to have actually asked him to take the way out, I think at this point in time was the best thing to have ever happened for the club.
Well, it's simple for me. I think I'll just like to say Jose Mourinho as being a coach that has been at the top level for a number of years, and you can't tell me he has lost it because he still won the league in 2015 with Chelsea, and like we would always like to remind us,
Absolutely.
More than every other manager in England.
At the moment. All right, good. That's great stuff. Great thesis right there. We will be here still for the real argument right after this break. And we are back and we're ready. Gentlemen, let's just dig in Tunde Lawal.
It's simple for me.
It's never simple, really.
It's always simple because there are three kinds of coach in the world: those who have been hired, those who have been sacked, and those who are waiting to be sacked. It's the order of the game. We know nowadays clubs are always very impatient. They want laurels, and this man came in, won 2 laurels for you. And considering the state that Manchester United were in, as at the time Jose Mourinho took over, I think United should be grateful that they actually had Mourinho come into the team.
With that,
No,
really.
you don't need to disagree because imagine you having having a Van Gaal, having a Moyes, being the coach of your team, and you now have Jose Mourinho coming to coach your team. It's simple.
So you feel Jose Mourinho is an elevation from Moyes and Luis Van Gaal?
Babajide, it's not an elevation, it's an escalation. Because I think elevator only takes you somewhere, but escalators take you far beyond, you understand? Okay. So Jose Mourinho coming into Manchester United
is a blessing.
It's a blessing, definitely.
You need to take things into so much consideration. Looking at the fact that a certain Alex Ferguson was United for about 25 years.
26, actually.
26, I beg your pardon. They brought in a Moyes, who was a flop. They brought in Van Gaal, who bought a player one season and stood talking about Di Maria. For Jose Mourinho, it was like, the special one yet again coming to United because it's got that array of antecedents from Inter Milan to FC Porto to Chelsea and to Real Madrid. He had that iota of hope for United going as a manager. But of course, coming there the first season, he was able to win the FA Cup. The second season, he won the UEFA Cup. But of course, the third season syndrome or the voodoo continues for him. Not being able to manage players, not being able to take his school with players. You are a successful coach, no doubt. But if you don't have a man management, things will not work out. We are all colleagues here. If you are on top of your game and of course you don't give me the right attitude, I would want to pour out myself. Excuse me.
What is man management?
So now
man management? Because you're talking about man management as if you have to pamper these players. We all know the kind of players we have right now. See, Jesse Lingard before the Liverpool game. Hold on. Jesse Lingard before the Liverpool game, as in his fashion clothing or whatever it is. It started just before the Liverpool game. See, most of these players are always insensitive.
Gentlemen,
these players are kids.
We need to have an awesome conversation. So let's read with one at a time, please.
I'm giving an instance of a certain Carlo Ancelotti, who was one of the most successful coaches when it comes to Europe. He's done it being at Chelsea, being at AC Milan, won the Champions League as a player and as a coach. These are coaches who, in any way, they go about their job, get the needful result, and he hardly nurses.
And they've not gotten sacked.
Excuse me.
Have they not gotten sacked?
I'm giving you fact.
Okay.
See, you can be sacked in controversial manners, and of course you can be sacked feeling you want to, mutual cause you want to go your way because you felt you have done enough for the club.
That's where we're going to wrap this on up. Thank you very much for watching. The gentlemen have had great points to prove whether or not Jose Mourinho belongs in the elite list of coaches. But what do you think? How about you go to our YouTube channel, watch this video. That's at HotSports NG, and leave your comments so we can have it on the show next week when we come for the last and final edition of HotSports in 2019. I will go for a quick break and when we return, it's time for my final whistle and of course, bye-bye. This is the part of the final whistle. I'd like to lean slightly to both gentlemen in the studio layer because I feel strongly that sometimes it's not really about the level of success, but the kind of relationship you build even after you leave that particular place of success. We can argue that, yes, it's all about winning, but how do you win and how long and how very, very strong will that legacy be? Jose Mourinho has particularly done quite well in Manchester United. By standard, he has, but the third season syndrome slightly comes through yet again. I'll lean to Tunde Lawal slightly as well, because it's always never enough to judge a man by recurring decima in his life, but judge him by the kind of trophies he's won over and over and over again. And Jose Mourinho could still be a top coach in the world of football. That's a lot we can take on today's show. We thank you very much. It's been an amazing show as well. We hope you've enjoyed it. And this year is a special edition of HotSports. It's Christmas edition. And finally on the show, gentlemen, we have a special gift for Christmas for you and yours. So here it goes, guys. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye, guys. We love you. We'll see you next week, Saturday. Bye for now.